Sister, sister, oh so fair, why is there blood all over your hair?
Whatever happened to baby Jane? To seek the answer to that question, we will follow a man plotting a murder. Highly specialized work. But Robert Aldrich has considerable experience in such matters. He has a dozen successful pictures to his credit. His stars are Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. The scene: an Italianate villa in a once fashionable section of Los Angeles. Its halls, once crowded with the bright, the beautiful, and the celebrated, now echo only to hectic whispers, the insistent call of a buzzer better left unanswered. A telephone that has become an object of fear. A supper tray that will not be touched. A window barred against the world. A hammer. A mute scrawl crying for help. From these elements, director Aldrich has fashioned a motion picture with a curious title: Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Bette Davis is Jane Hudson. Joan Crawford is Blanche Hudson. But we must warn you, if you're long-standing fans of Miss Davis and Miss Crawford, this motion picture is quite unlike anything they have ever done. It is a bold essay in the art of the macabre, a venture to the ultimate reaches of terror. A motion picture definitely not for the squeamish. And we beg you, as the tension builds to the screaming point, as shock after shock assaults your senses, try to remember that this is only a motion picture. Try and remember.
Get away from me! Get away from me!
No, we can't show you anymore. Only when you see whatever happened to baby Jane will you know. And the answer is total suspense.
My name is Marlowe, Philip Marlowe. Occupation, private detective. You know, somebody says, follow that guy. So I follow him. Somebody says, find that female. So I find her. But some cases, like this one, kind of creep up on you on their hands and knees. And the first thing you know, you're in it up to your neck. Right now, you're reading in your newspapers and hearing over your radios about a murder. They call it The Case of the Lady in the Lake. It's a good title. It fits. What you've read and what you've heard is one thing. The real thing is something else. There's only one guy who knows that. I know it. This Lady in the Lake business started just 3 days before Christmas.
Who invited you?
I did.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Marlowe.
Just when I was beginning to like you.
Well, you want the facts, don't you?
When it concerns a woman, does anybody ever really want the facts? Vain female, aren't you?
Please don't be so difficult to get along with. I need help.
What's going on here?
He got cute.
Striking an officer, resisting arrest, and murder, all on Christmas Eve. Let's wrap you up real pretty, shall we? And take you right down to headquarters. Give me your hands.
You'll see it just as I saw it. You'll meet the people, you'll find the clues, and maybe you'll solve it quick, and maybe you won't. You think you will, eh? Okay? You're smart. But let me give you a tip. You've got to watch them. You've got to watch them all the time. Because things happen when you least expect them.
No, don't! I love you, remember! 33391.
Спасибо. Что ты здесь делаешь?
Я к тебе.
Ты же знаешь, это опасно. Тебя могут увидеть.
Я пришла. Мне нужны деньги.
Хорошо. Только не здесь. Где?
Thank you, Mr. Poirot. A most discerning choice.
You are most kind, Monsieur Trumper. You will send the account to my address, if you please.
Why, yes, of course. Mr. Poirot, if I may ask, is there a special occasion?
Oh, yes, a very special occasion indeed, Monsieur Trumper. I am about to become a pink rose.
Yes, you'll be all right. I thought it might have been a touch of food poisoning.
Heavens, no. Just normal digestive trouble for someone your age. I'll prescribe a powder to settle the stomach. And remember, keep off chocolates, shellfish, and fried foods. All your old favorites. I'll have the powders for Katrina to collect this evening.
Morning, Fred. Lovely day. What have you got for me then? Thank you. Bye, Fred.
What's the trouble?
Not you. Where's Katrina?
Madame.
Katrina, the post.
Oh, yes, madame.
Oh, it's you. Only two for Auntie today. Nothing much to bother her with.
She wants to have them now.
As you wish. And mind you keep your eyes to yourself.
Poirot, time's getting on, you know. They're waiting for you.
One moment longer, Hastings.
He went straight inside as soon as he came back from the shops. Didn't even read his letters.
Strange.
Perhaps he's dyeing his hair.
But he's a man.
What was that, Hastings?
Oh, nothing.
Eh bien, let us put our best feet forward.
I can't imagine why you're so keen on coming here. You know Mary takes care of the garden.
Nevertheless, it does belong to me.
That was unnecessary, Auntie.
As was a certain bill I received this morning from the wine merchants for spirits.
I've already spoken with Henry on that subject, Aunt Amelia. Now, where are we going first?
I don't know where you're going, but I have a sudden fancy to see the roses. Katrina?
And so it is with a deep honor that I salute this most beautiful of flowers, which shares my own humble name. Thank you. Pour moi? Oh, merci beaucoup.
Mr. Poirot. Thank you, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot.
Thank you.
This way, Mr. Poirot. Thank you. Mr. Poirot. Thank you, Mr. Poirot.
Of course, I would have expected you to be a polyanther rose rather than a hybrid tea. The scent is much stronger, you know.
Ah, perhaps, but mine are magnificent, are they not? Sunny day, amiable company, a rose that bears his name. What more could a man have?
Hay fever.
The hay fever? A rhume de foie? Pauvre Hastings.
I've got a handkerchief I could borrow if you, Poirot. This one's getting a bit damp.
Unfortunately not.
I still don't think we should leave them.
Do forget it, Henry. What are you worried about?
It's just, well, that girl, she... I wonder if they have a bar in this place. Hmm?
Stop, please.
What is it, madame?
I feel quite giddy. It must be the heat. Would you get me a glass of water?
Of course.
Leave me here. I can look at the seeds. Don't worry, I shall be quite all right. No dawdling, mind?
Pardon, madame. Please allow me.
No, it was my fault. My attendant has left me for a few moments. Thank you. Oh, it's Mr. Poirot, surely.
That is correct.
I was quite bedazzled. It all looks so beautiful, doesn't it?
Ah, an inspiration.
You have a garden of your own?
One day I hope to retire to grow the vegetable marrows, but until then I have only the window box.
Ah. Then you must take these with my compliments.
Oh, no, really, madame.
Miss Barrowby? Amelia Barrowby? Please, I insist. I'm sure you'll find them quite a revelation.
Oh, mademoiselle, you are most kind. Thank you.
Well, where have you been hiding, girl? You've been ages.
It was very crowded. Oh, what's happening? You all right?
Yes, I'm perfectly all right. There's nothing the matter. I'm quite well now. Yeah.
Well, get rid of that water and find my husband. No, Auntie. Let's see what ideas I can find for my boarders, shall we?
Fuchsia trifillar floor coquineo, discovered by a French missionary in 1703.
He's most interesting, Chief Inspector. How is your hay fever, Hastings?
Oh, much better, thanks.
Here you are.
Thank you. Oh, what's this?
Oh. That is a gift from an admirer, Hastings. Mademoiselle Amelia Barrowby.
Really? I don't think you'll be getting many blooms from this lot, though, Poirot.
It is not of a good variety?
Oh, yeah, it's one of the best. Thing is, there's no seeds in it.
Oh, you're home, madam. I was worried about the supper.
Don't worry, Lucy. We haven't forgotten your night off. Who is it this week?
Ronald Coleman. Will Miss Katrina be dining?
Yes. Yes, she just had a little errand to do.
There we are. Should do the business.
Thank you.
Good evening, Miss Lemon.
Mr. Poirot, this morning's post still on your desk.
Oh, thank you very much, Miss Lemon.
I just can't understand it. I never had this trouble before.
Well, I cannot say with certainty that I have noticed it.
I did have a bit of stick with an allergy once, but that was...
The nappy rash, perhaps? It is most intriguing.
You know, what I don't understand, Poirot, is why someone would want to give you an empty packet of seeds.
Oh, well, perhaps this will be the answer to your question, Hastings. A letter from Mademoiselle Amelia Barrowby.
But the same woman. It seems strange she didn't mention writing to you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Listen to this. Dear Monsieur Poirot, I hope you will forgive the form of this letter, but I have to be very careful. For some time now, I have been concerned that something is very wrong in my household. When age began to catch up with me, my niece, Mary, and her husband agreed to take care of me in return for a roof over their heads.
It's all there, madam. Oh, and the soup and fish pie on a low light.
Thank you, Lucy.
Mary runs the house efficiently enough, although her husband, Henry, has one particular weakness of which I thoroughly disapprove. Then, about a year ago, I had cause to engage a young Russian girl as my companion.
Oh, there you are. Tell my aunt we'll have supper directly.
I am assured from your description that you are discretion itself. Even so, I hardly dare set down the matter that is troubling me. My worry is that if word of my suspicions reach the wrong person, I very much fear what might happen.
Henry?
Tommy, darling.
For this reason, I must continue to behave as normally as I can. In case this person should take fright.
Madame.
What does he put into these things?
For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful.
If you will help me, perhaps you would call and speak with me at the above address as soon as possible. Yours very truly, Amelia Barry. Curious.
All sounds a bit dotty, if you ask me. Why didn't she just tell you about it when she met you?
The old lady is unaccompanied for the moment. She's frightened she may be discovered. She passes to me a harmless packet. What does it mean?
Probably has an active imagination. A lot of old dears do.
Rosebank, Sherman's Green. Where is that?
South. Borders of Surrey. Green fields, certainly.
Not sure I like the sound of that.
Eh bien, at the first thing tomorrow, Miss Lemon, I would like you to accompany me on a visit to Mademoiselle Amelia Barrowby.
If you wish, Mr. Poirot.
Get away from her! Leave her! Get away! You've done nothing. She's so sick. Oh my God!
Get the doctor.
What?
The doctor, you idiot.
I'm afraid she's not here. No, he's not here either. They've gone down to Charman's Green. I'm sort of holding the fort, as I can't risk the pollen. Pardon? Oh. Well, I'm sure she meant to pay it. Hang on, I'll dig out the bill and have a look. I'll just be a moment, Mr. Trumper.
Perhaps you would have the goodness to wait.
We'll be requiring a receipt upon pay.
A receipt?
I wonder.
What is it, Mr. Poirot?
I'm not certain, Miss Lemon. Come. A most orderly garden, is it not?
Very neat. They should have finished that edging there.
Ah! This is like your English nursery rhyme, Miss Lemon. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells. Oh, pardon. I fear that this has been dropped in your garden.
That's where it got to. Must have been dropped, what with... Thank you, sir.
Je vous en prie. Is Mademoiselle Barrowby at home?
Oh, sir. Didn't you know? It was last night I'm afraid she died, sir. If you just wait here, sir.
Thank you so much.
You are a lawyer.
Why should I be a lawyer, mademoiselle?
I thought perhaps you have come to say she did not know what she was doing. That is not right. She wrote it down, and so shall it be.
Mr. Poirot, I'm so sorry. May I introduce myself? Mary Delafontaine.
Madame.
This is my husband.
How do you do?
Monsieur?
Miss Barrowby was my aunt.
Thank you. I very much regret, madame, that I intrude on your bereavement.
Oh, please be reassured. It was rather unexpected.
Hercule Poirot. You're that detective chap.
Monsieur?
Of course, the new rose. I saw you at the flower show. What brings you to our house?
Oh, forgive me, madame. Mademoiselle Barrowby had written to me a letter and she wished to consult me on a certain matter.
What matter?
That was of a private nature, madame.
Didn't mention Ruskies, did she?
Pardon? Ruskies?
Bolshies, the red minnows.
Henry, please.
Sorry, I just thought...
Well, Mr. Poirot, couldn't you tell us a little more? Well, Mr. Poirot?
At the present moment, madame, I regret that I must say nothing. Forgive me. I will show myself out. Au revoir, madame, monsieur. There is a mouse in this hole, Miss Lemon. What must the cat do now, huh?
I'm sure I don't know what that means, Mr. Poirot.
Where to now, sir?
You tell me. Chief Inspector? I noticed at once that your men, they were making the surveillance.
Family doctor put us onto the whole thing. When I phoned Captain Hastings, he told me you were on your way here. I trust you didn't blow the gaff to the De La Fontaines. As far as they're concerned, we're just waiting for the post-mortem.
So you suspect as I do?
We're doing our own little test right now. We're down at the mortuary.
Perhaps you'd rather wait in the taxi, Miss Lemon.
No, thank you. I did help in the hospital morgue during the war.
More filing, Miss Lemon.
Mr. Poirot.
There's no doubt whatsoever. Strychnine. A very large dose.
which would have to be administered very shortly before death.
Precisely. Right. We'd better find out what they all had for dinner.
Ah, Miss Lemon.
Artichoke soup, served from a tureen, fish pie and apple tart. I was chatting to the maid. She had some time off to see a film. All four of them ate the same thing.
Excellent, Miss Lemon.
Can't have been in the food then if they all had it. Must have slipped it to the old girl separately.
No, no, Chief Inspector. That cannot be.
Eh? He's right. Strychnine's as bitter as gall. You can taste it in a solution of 1 in 1,000.
Coffee?
She never drank it.
Well, I'm hanged if I can see how anyone did it.
Nevertheless, Chief Inspector, someone in that household is a cold-blooded poisoner.
I feared it might be this. I've seen something like it once before in my old practice.
Oh?
Rich old biddy takes in her penniless relatives, holds the purse strings. The temptation is to speed up the natural process and collect.
So the Delafontaines, they were dependent on the money of Mademoiselle Barraby?
Totally. Hadn't a bean of their own. Dabbled in stocks and shares, I'm afraid. Crash hit them as badly as any of us.
And they're her only living relatives.
Yes. Certain to inherit. Substantial private income, by all accounts.
Excuse me, Monsieur le Docteur. Was Mademoiselle Barraby taking the medicine of any kind?
Not much we can do for her at that age. Just a cachet before meals to aid the digestion.
Ah.
Oh, no, it couldn't have been her powders. Katrina guarded those like a demon.
Well, perhaps she slipped in the poison.
But why? Katrina wouldn't poison her mistress. Much better keep her alive and remain employed.
She wrote it down, and so shall it be.
She what?
Possibly nothing.
Well, one thing's for sure. The Delafontaines have got to be told that this is now a murder investigation. Coming, Poirot?
No, not for the present, Chief Inspector.
Doctor?
Tell me, Dr. Sims, did Mademoiselle Barraby have a solicitor?
I understand the problem, but I'm not due to read the will until next Saturday.
The girl said to me, she wrote it down, and so shall it be. Have you any idea what she meant by that?
I'm afraid I'm bound to remain silent.
Monsieur Harrison, please forgive me. I am not asking you to break the confidentiality of a client. However, it is unfortunate that it suits the purposes of a murderer.
Numbers 3, 9, and 14, please. It's rather a difficult decision, this one. These two are well known to everyone, the mayor and the gelding. Solid, reliable. And then there's this. A young filly, foreign bloodstock, unconventional. A new arrival in a close-knit stable.
And which will win the prize?
The new arrival wins it.
Charles, and I thank you. Justice has been seen to be done. Miss Lemon.
I'll have you pounding the beat again for 2 pennies. I've never known a more dozy pair of layabouts.
Chief Inspector.
Poirot.
I bring the bad news.
Well, I've had my fair share of that for today.
It is not the De La Fontaines who inherit the money of Mademoiselle Barraby. It is the Russian girl Katrina Rager, and she was aware of the fact for all of the time.
You hear that? If there wasn't a lady present, your ears would be burning so much they'd boil what's left of your brains.
Why, what has happened?
They've only gone and let her slip out of the place. Katrina Rager has gone missing.
Murder? It's so unthinkable. I just didn't... Henry, I should have listened to you. I'm sorry.
I never did trust that girl.
Oh, I think I feel faint.
Easy, Ellie. Thank you, Doctor.
Lie down would be the best idea.
Oh.
It's been a shock for us all.
A little bit of Russia in our green and pleasant land, eh?
Most interesting. Tell me, Chief Inspector, do you know which is this particular scent?
All these foreign bearded types look the same to me. Does it matter?
Possibly not. Let us rejoin the others. Thank you.
I've given her a mild sedative.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's been quite an experience. Ah, Mr. Poirot, Chief Inspector.
Monsieur le Docteur.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Never liked that girl. Secretive.
You suspected that Mademoiselle Barraby had left to her everything?
Oh, no, not for sure. Well, there's always a threat.
Sir? In the Russian box.
Looks like strychnine to me, all right. If I'm any judge, all Miss Rager will be collecting is a trip to the Old Bailey.
If that is her name.
What do you mean?
Communist agitator. Spreads trouble, raises money working for the revolution in England.
Oh, come off it, sir. That's boy's own paper stuff.
No, Chief Inspector Jacques. I fear that Monsieur de La Fontaine is quite right.
Well, check again.
There is no possibility of error in the state information files.
She must be registered. She's been living here 3 years.
Comrade Stalin makes no provision for mistakes. We know no one called Katrina Rager.
Thank you. You've been a great help.
One more thing, monsieur. What was it that Marx called the opiate of the masses?
Popular fiction, comrade.
Ah, yes, of course. Thank you.
Looks like you could be right, Poirot. She must be one of those agitators. Why else would they deny all knowledge of her? Probably back in Russia by now.
I do not think that she would enjoy that.
Well, she's a red, isn't she?
I hardly think so, Chief Inspector. Not with an image of the late Tsar on her dressing table.
But you said...
That Monsieur de La Fontaine is right? Oh, yes. Rager is not her real name.
Well, what do we do now?
If I were you, Chief Inspector, I would look for the Russian church in London. The opiate of the masses is religion, as the young man fully knows. And now, it is time for my tisane, Miss Lemon. Chief Inspector?
Mr. Trump has phoned 3 or 4 times. He's really very upset. Perhaps I should send the cash round by messenger. 5 guineas will settle the account.
Certainly not, Captain Hastings. Just ignore it. I'll have words with him when I return.
Yes, but...
And on no account disturb the files. Bye for the moment.
Miss Lemon, I want you to figure to yourself a little history.
Mr. Poirot?
You are a Russian girl.
Yes.
You are employed as a nurse companion to an old lady who is very demanding.
Yes.
And she takes a liking to you, this old lady, and she decides to leave you all her money. She tells you so. But there is one worry. You have not been entirely honest about your background. Then, disaster. You suspect that she has called upon the services of a famous detective. You act swiftly. And before he arrives, this detective, the old lady is dead, and the money is yours. Does this sound to you reasonable?
I'm rather afraid it does.
I agree. If only we could be sure of what Mademoiselle Barraby was suspicious of. If only she could have left us more of a clue.
Are you sure she didn't slip something into the seed packet?
No. Of course. What a simpleton I have become.
Ah, Poirot. Here it is. Russian church, not a sparrow's hop from it.
Excellent. But first, if you please, Miss Lemon, do you have 2 pennies?
For a tip, Mr. Poirot?
For the telephone, Miss Lemon. Bonjour, Mademoiselle Reiger. No, Mademoiselle. Be not alarmed. This is sanctuary. You are safe here. I want only to know the truth. Why did you run away?
I know what you all think. It was I who poisoned the hair. Oh, yes, I know these signs. I have seen it in Russia when Stalin's men came.
Your family was persecuted because of their position, so you fled secretly to England.
What do you care? Like them, you wish me to be penniless.
This I must know, Mademoiselle. Did no one touch the medication but you?
I would rather have died.
And Mademoiselle Barraby had for her dinner only what we know?
Of course, or somebody would have noticed.
It must have been a great trial for a girl like you to work for another. Fetch this, carry that, when once you had servants of your own.
I am a Regimerov. I am not afraid of work.
And are you afraid of the noose?
It was on the seed packet all the time. Catherine the Great, or in Russian, Katrina. I realized on the way over.
Here he comes.
Ah.
I will go with you now.
Take her and charge her. Well, at least she came quietly. There's a nice tidy end to the whole business.
I do not think so, Chief Inspector. Come, Miss Lemon.
Oh, no.
Poirot. Jap. Miss Leonard.
How goes the sneezing, Hastings? Oh, dear.
This package arrived for you. Seems to be full of old letters.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Now, look here, Poirot. I can't for the life of me see what's bothering you. The girl saw you talking to the old biddy. She knew something was up. She had the motive, and she had the only opportunity. We know without a doubt who did it.
Oh, yes. We know that, I think.
What are these, Poirot?
Well, these, Hastings, are the routine letters that Mademoiselle Barrowby wrote to her accountant. And this is the letter that she wrote to me. Now, if you look very carefully, Hastings, you will note in the handwriting the important but subtle difference.
I see. So Katrina swapped her mistress's letter with the one she wrote herself.
Oh, Hastings, how I have missed your powers of deduction. No, the one thing that bothers me is the proof of how it was done.
We have that, don't we?
Captain Hastings, what is this?
Yes, I was going to explain about that.
I told you not to pay this account.
Well, Mr. Trumper was very persistent.
But you don't know tradesmen. If you pay in cash, they'll never forget you. They'll think your checks aren't good.
Of course! We will make another visit to Chalmers Green. You also, Miss Lemon.
I, Mr. Poirot?
Oh, yes. I want you to pay a visit to a fishmonger.
You've recovered from the shock now.
Thank you, yes. It's all been rather an ordeal.
Ah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Monsieur le Docteur. Madame.
Mr. Poirot, what a pleasant surprise. Now I can thank you for all you've done behind the scenes.
Je vous en prie, madame. Merci, mademoiselle.
Please do sit down.
Ah, thank you, monsieur. Pleasure. An unpleasant business, huh? And not a simple one.
Now that it's all over, perhaps you take us into your confidence.
Yes. What was it? A bullshit plot?
They played their part, but no. As you know, Mademoiselle Barrowby had written to me, but she dared not to confide to me her exact worries in case that letter had been intercepted. But then, you know, wonder upon wonders, she catches sight of me at the flower show, so she contrives the brief meeting. Oh, pardon, madame. Please allow me. No.
It was my fault.
Thinking that I had already read her letter.
She spoke to you?
Oh, yes, but you see, madame, here was her problem. She might be watched. She might be overheard. So she passes to me an innocent packet, which is a clue to that which she suspects.
A clue?
Yes. In fact, monsieur le docteur, it was something that you said that finally made it clear to me the significance of the packet. Stocks. I telephoned to the accountant of Mademoiselle Barrowby in the city, who confirmed that during the recent months, Mademoiselle Barrowby had been moving into the ventures of most high risk, as these letters of instruction to her broker prove. Except, these letters, they were not written by Mademoiselle Barrowby. Oh, no. They are the forgeries of the most skillful.
Damnable bullshit. Right under our very noses.
Ah, yes. Monsieur de la Fontaine. You attempt to confuse me with your ridiculous stories about spies. Mademoiselle Rieger is a Russian aristocrat, not a communist. In truth, Monsieur de la Fontaine, you have been trying to conceal a most devious murder.
Sorry.
Mr. Poirot, is this melodrama essential?
When I first came here, Monsieur le Docteur, this beautiful garden, it reminded me of your famous English nursery rhyme. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With the silver bells and the cockle shells and the pretty maids all in a row. Except, they were not cockle shells that were used in the border of the garden. They were oyster shells. The favorite but forbidden treat of your aunt. Were they not? Madame de la Fontaine, you also saw me at the flower show, but you could not risk a discovery that for some time you had once again been speculating with the stocks. Only on this occasion, madame, with the money of your aunt.
I believe you are also speculating, Mr. Poirot. Where is your proof?
Ah, yes, madame, the proof. I'm afraid the fishmonger remembers you buying the oysters on that day. You see, madame, you were foolish enough to pay cash.
He's got us, Mary.
You idiot!
Mary! Mary! Darling, please.
There is no escape, madame.
That miserable Russian rat! She was going to get everything, including my garden! My garden!
So you would plant the poison in her room and send her to her death?
What did it matter? She's a little fool!
Keep back! Oh, yes. That jelly of a husband of mine tried to talk me out of it. But it was so deliciously easy. Auntie always had a weakness for oysters, but the doctor disapproved. It was simple to produce them as a secret treat. She swallowed them so quickly she never noticed the taste of the strychnine. The only problem was to dispose of the shells so Lucy wouldn't notice. An edging on the flower bed was perfect. It also provided a resting place for the bell, always ringing over and over.
And so it is over, madame.
Not quite!
No, madame, no!
Whiskey?
Sorry, darling.
You fool! You condemned me to the gallows!
Mr. de la Fontaine?
Bravo, mademoiselle. You are indeed as brave as you claimed. And now you are free.
Free?
Your young friend, he is waiting.
Thank you, Monsieur Poirot, for not betraying us. One day we shall be truly free.
Where to, miss?
Take us to the Ritz.
Swipe me, she's the Queen of Sheba.
Good evening, Hastings.
Hello there, all.
Captain Hastings, what are you doing? Oh, that pollen.
No, it's all right. I was right as ninepence. It wasn't hay fever after all.
Certainly sounded like it.
No, you remember I said I had an allergy once before? Well, I remembered what it was. An aunt of mine was fond of a particular French lady's perfume.
Hey?
Every time I went near her or in the room where she'd been, I couldn't stop sneezing.
I'm afraid, Miss Lemon, you must use a different perfume.
I never wear perfume to work, Mr. Poirot.
You don't?
It'd be most inappropriate.
Well, somebody's wearing perfume. I can smell it.
Perhaps it is the flowers, my friend?
No, it's different. It's over here somewhere. What on earth are you wearing?
I do not know what you mean, Hastings.
You're wearing scent.
Nonsense, Hastings. I am wearing the discreet, manly cologne that I purchased from Monsieur Trumper.
For 5 guineas.
5 guineas?
I thought it was all his haircuts for a year.
That is enough. The office of Poirot is closed for business. Miss Lemon, cover up your typewriter. Good day to you, Chief Inspector Japp. And Hastings, will you please go home and nurse your unfortunate affliction?
It was written 2 days before she was murdered.
Where did you find that?
In this score, she must have left it here. It's written by somebody called Sergius Bauer.
Give it to me.
He said I wasn't any liquor. He said I was going out of my mind.
Not going out of your mind. You're slowly and systematically being driven out of your mind.
But why? Why? Oh, that's wonderful.
And you thought I was being cruel to you. Keeping people away
not
from
cruel.
you. Making you a prisoner.
Oh, you're the kindest man in the world. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If I were not mad, I could have helped you. Whatever you had done, I could have pitied and protected you. Because I am mad, I hate you. Because I'm mad, I've betrayed you. And because I am mad, I'm rejoicing in my heart without a shred of pity, without a shred of regret. Watching you go with glory in my heart.
Don't kill me. Daddy boy, don't.
What's going on down there? Were those shots?
You better call the police. There's been a murder.
It's bad enough to be alone in a big city with no place to go. But as soon as the newspapers hit the streets and the killer finds out he didn't get your husband, there'll be guys looking for him with guns. Don't scream.
You're coming out or going in?
Are you the police?
Smile when you say that. I'm a reporter.
Oh, the newspaper man. Are you just going to leave me dangling here?
Anyone? Where's your husband, Mrs. Johnson?
I don't know.
Did he see the killer?
I don't know.
Should we dance?
Why don't you drop dead?
to the commander of the Second Army. Your appointment replacing General Pétain is long overdue. Congratulations, General Nivelle.
Discretion, mon cher, discretion. The good general will be joining us.
The problem with the good general is that he has a conscience.
Greetings, Pétain.
Bonjour. Nivelle. You're cheerful today.
We are at war. War raises a soldier's spirit.
Does it?
What would give you happiness, General?
The safe return of our men and an end to this madness.
We are going to retake Fort Douaumont. We attack here. The north side.
We attacked the north side 3 weeks ago. What is the purpose of the new attack?
Purpose?
The men will be rushing into machine guns and artillery up hill. One would hope that you have a purpose in mind.
Sir, Commander-in-Chief Joff.
At ease, gentlemen. I've not much time. I'm expected at the ballet. Politicians, you understand? The reason I'm here is to discuss the problem with our communication network.
General Shaw.
Don't protest, General. Your telephone lines have been destroyed by German shells, and your couriers are infiltrated with German spies.
I've dealt with the problem, General. New couriers. Belgians.
Belgians? They are an inferior lot. Can you depend on them?
Why don't we see what they can do? I'd like to send someone with an order to attack Fort Douaumont.
Fort Douaumont. An attack on the north side. I have no objection. I will await the results.
Monsieur le Maréchal.
Yes, General?
You can't authorize another attack from this position.
I just have.
Just like that. An attack of this magnitude must be planned to the last detail. This is not a recommendation. I insist upon it.
You insist?
I expect your support, General.
Thank you, General. I'll start the artillery barrage immediately. Dispatch to the front, Major. Give it to one of the new Belgian couriers.
You were chosen to replace Pétain because you are not reluctant to attack. Don't let me down, Nivelle. Succeed at all cost.
Who's the fastest of the Belgians? The new one. Him. Rides like the wind. Corporal!
Where's Colonel Bark? In the bunker.
Yes, Major, that's right.
Not in a week. Not in 2 weeks. Tonight or tomorrow. My men need new boots. At ease, Corporal.
Second Army Command, sir.
Oh, no. Come on. Damn it. Answer.
The telephone line to the trenches is down.
Are you a fast runner, Corporal?
Yes, sir. What's happening, sir?
The guns you hear are ours. The attack must begin when those guns stop firing, or the enemy will have time to recover.
If the enemy has time to recover.
They will slaughter my men. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Report to Major Gaston. You've got to get there before the artillery stops.
Major Gaston, from Colonel Bark, sir.
Mother of God. Not again.
Guns have stopped! We should attack at once!
My wife's name is Nicole. She lives in Marseille. This is her picture. The address is there. Take this to her.
Hold on. I can't take it.
How many?
Approximately 600 confirmed dead.
Take this back to headquarters. That figure will go up. Welcome to Verdun, Corporal.
Report from Sector 4, sir.
Good. You're dirty. Clean up and get down the stairs. You'll miss your supper.
The patient says, I don't know who you are or where you came from, but you've done me a power of good.
Very good, sir.
Yes, indeed, General.
The report from the Sector 4, sir.
How much ground was gained?
None, sir.
What's that, Major? I thought you said none.
I did, sir.
Tell Colonel Bach to have himself in my office at 6 a.m. That will be all, Major.
Yes, sir.
How many men did you lose?
Obviously not enough.
Leaving, General? The main course hasn't arrived.
I've had enough.
I'm expecting you later, General. I'd like your contribution.
So I hear you went to the front.
Yeah.
Not so nice, is it?
No.
This is an ugly war.
Ugly's not the word for it. Truth is, I still can't figure out what this war is about.
Nobody knows what it's about.
It's simple. The Germans invaded Belgium. Your homeland.
So they could invade France, your homeland.
What about Russia?
Don't forget Britain. They're on our side.
Look. France is on the left. Russia is on the right. The sausage is Germany, okay? Now, this is Austria. The potato is Belgium, and the beer is Britain. And here, we have Serbia. Now, when the Archduke of Austria is assassinated in Serbia, Austria threatens to invade Serbia.
What about Germany?
Germany, as an ally of Austria, declares war on Russia and an ally of Serbia.
But we're fighting in France.
Yes, indeed we are. France declares war to Germany and Austria because of their alliance with Russia.
What about Belgium?
Belgium. When Germany went to attack France, Belgium wasn't on the way.
And Britain didn't like that, so they joined against Germany and Austria.
Right.
So we're fighting to protect Serbia, a tiny country no one's ever heard of. That's what this war's all about? Dear Ned, interested to hear of your struggles against the Turks and Germans in the Middle East. I'm at a place called Verdun. This trench warfare is hell. The men either run straight into machine gun fire or wait for the next artillery barrage to drop on them. They're like animals being led to slaughter, and I can't understand. I can't understand why.
Stop it!
They didn't get it out. It's still in there.
It is not still in there.
I can feel it. You have to operate again.
Private, control yourself. Restrain him.
No! No! No!
Stop!
He's a danger to himself and others.
No, he's not. Let me talk to him.
Let him go.
How are you, Remy?
Could be better, my friend.
Got a present.
Yes. You're German. How did you?
One of the prisoners. I traded some chocolate.
You're a genius.
Did the surgeon really leave it in? Remy. Remy?
No. They got it out. I don't want to go back to the trenches. They'll send me back if I feel well. So I'm not going to feel well. I'm not going.
Remy, listen to me. You have to let it heal. If you make it worse, they'll find out, and you'll end up in front of a firing squad.
I thought they're in charge, and in charge!
Remy, you have to pull yourself together, okay?
Okay. I'm all right.
I have to go now. I'll come back as soon as I get a chance.
I need a courier to pick up an ammunition order.
Here for the ammunition order?
Yeah, a couple of minutes.
My beautiful Marie. You like a little rub down, don't you, my darling? Ah, yes, that feels good. Want a little bit more? There, I'll give you. That's better.
I'm Corporal Henry Defonce.
I'm Sergeant Jean Demille from Cannes. You're Belgian, huh? It's all right. I won't hold it against you. Glad to make your acquaintance. Do you know anything about guns? Every healthy young man loves guns. Hey, come on. Yeah. A rail-mounted 320mm howitzer. Fires a 100-pound shell. Can reduce your average German infantryman to a quivering pile of minced Wiener Schnitzel in half a second. But it's nothing compared to the big one.
The what? The big one?
Yeah. Big Bertha.
Who's Big Bertha?
Not who, what? The Krupp howitzer. She's German. The meanest cannon ever made. It takes over 100 men to load and fire it. She fires a 2,000-pound shell.
2,000 pounds?
Yep. Enough TNT to blow this place to the moon.
Here you go, Corporal. Do the Germans have Big Berthas here?
No. But they might someday. And then...
See you later, Sergeant. Hi, Rocco. Alex.
As I was saying, we have a specific need for men who speak German. Do any of you speak German? I thought Belgians had a reputation for language skills. I repeat, do any of you speak German?
I speak German, sir.
It's Corporal Defense, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Be in my office in 2 hours.
Why did you tell him you speak German?
Because he asked. And because I do. Why, what's the problem? They just need an interpreter.
You've got a lot to learn, my young friend.
Ik habe mich in London gemeldet und sah die Aktion im Norden. Obwohl ich als Korporal in der belgischen Armee diene, freue ich mich sehr, dass ich unter der französischen Kommandatur eingereiht bin. Es ist mein Pflicht, der französischen Armee die Deutschen austreiben zu helfen.
That's enough.
You weren't boasting, Corporal. Your accent is excellent.
Thanks.
It's noble for you to volunteer for this. French army will be indebted to you. Indeed, entire French people will be indebted to you.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I guess so. What is it you want me to do anyway?
You're 150 meters across. Stay low, don't be seen. Find the command bunker and listen for anything about troop movements or attacks. Right? Corporal, one other thing. Germans don't take spies alive.
arms and legs and stomach. I can't walk.
How long have you been here?
Yesterday, I had a visitor, but I took care of him.
I'll get you out.
Don't leave me.
I'll be back. I promise.
Du willst sie natürlich schon wieder für dich alleine behalten, ja? Nein, aber ich glaube, du würdest sie ganz gerne nehmen, ne, Hans? Ich bin ja mehr ein Typus.
What the hell is it doing?
Oder über ihre Dummheit lachen. Du, hast du das gehört? Kaporal! Feldwebel! Schauen Sie mal raus, was da draußen passiert. Jawohl. Ah. Aufpassen. Sag, stimmt das mit den Kanonen?
Du, mein Schwager hat gestern Abend im Casino 2 Generale plaudern gehört.
Kanonen kommen heute Abend an.
Morgen sollen wir der französischen Armee 2 schöne deutsche Mädchen vorstellen. Und die heißen Dicke Bertha.
Big Bertha?
Okay, let's go.
How did it go?
The Germans are bringing up artillery, sir.
I don't need a spy to tell me that, Corporal.
Better listen to him, Colonel. They're bringing up 2 big Berthas.
What? Come with me right now.
Are you certain of what you heard?
Yes.
No exaggeration?
No. I mean, no, sir.
You're repeating the same story 3 times. Why would he lie?
I didn't say he lied. I asked if he exaggerated. Corporal Defense, you are a Belgian, hmm?
Yes, sir.
And you were recruited for this mission when?
Yesterday.
I recruited him, sir.
I'm not talking to you, Colonel. You realize that traitors are shot, Corporal?
Yes, sir.
It's ridiculous. It's clear he's telling the truth.
I am ordering A new attack.
You don't mean that?
Yes, General Petain. I do.
You're not even going to investigate this?
2 big howitzers, out of the blue. Why would the Germans do it? Why now? It is inconceivable. I am not going to waste my time.
General, with all due respect.
With all due respect to you, Colonel, I am ordering you to return to the front and prepare for an attack on Fort Douaumont. I am sick of your whining. That will be all. And get a haircut! You will excuse me. I have a breakfast engagement.
You may not have time to verify the boy's report, but I do. If those guns are there and the men attack, they will be cut to ribbons in 5 minutes.
We can put that in your report, General.
Troops going back to the front.
Remy! Remy! Remy!
Hello, Indy. Off to the front again. About the other day at the hospital. Thank you.
What for?
Cigarettes.
What's going on?
I don't know. Some big build-up. All your barrel men got orders. I have to go.
Take care of yourself, Remy.
The pictures are clear. These are Krupp howitzers, 2,000-pound shells.
That will be all, Major.
Aerial reconnaissance is my province, General.
I can order air reconnaissance when I think it necessary. In this case, I thought it was. I believe new orders are needed.
For what?
To cancel the attack, of course. You are going to cancel the attack?
We've already begun our bombardment.
What? Call it off. Cancel the attack.
I have orders to attack.
Nivelle, with those guns there, our men have no chance of success. The casualties will be 90%. If you let this attack go, knowing those guns are there, you are committing murder.
You do it then. You call off the attack.
Send in Major Murrah. Take this to the front immediately.
Yes, sir.
Greetings. How have you been? Fair. I'd be much better when we retake Fort Douaumont. What's that? It sounds like the shelling stopped. It
Sounds like the shelling stopped, Nivelle.
Yes, it did, sir.
It's not time for the attack yet.
No, sir.
Then why are not the gunners firing? The attack must be supported by artillery.
Yes, I understand that.
The reason why is because I ordered them to stop. I also ordered the attack to be cancelled.
You did what?
I cancelled the attack.
Nivelle, you're the commander of the Second Army. Did you agree to this?
Well, yes.
Your office now. I'm not interested in excuses, Nivelle. Ordered an attack. I want an attack. Get me Colonel Bark.
Colonel Bark.
This is General Joffre. I order you to resume the attack.
I won't, sir.
What?
I won't because I can't.
I'm the commander-in-chief of the army. I'm giving you a direct order.
And I am staring at an order cancelling the attack. A written order, signed by General Pétain. A written order can be changed only by another written order. If you really are Commander-in-Chief Joffre, you'll understand because you wrote that regulation.
I want you to prepare for an attack. A written countermand, signed by me, will be arriving immediately.
Take this to Major Gaston. Tell him not to prepare for an attack, but wait until I give further orders.
Thank you, sir.
Take these to Sector 4 as fast as you can. They've ordered the attack to continue.
But the big guns, they can't.
Unfortunately, Corporal, they damn well can.
I don't care about your reconnaissance, General.
What possible military objective will be gained by this?
There are bigger issues than this attack involved. You could hardly understand. Fort Douaumont is a symbol of national pride. The public was shaken when the enemy captured it. When the public is shaken, the politicians have a problem. When the politicians have a problem, I have a problem. Is that clear enough for you?
That's all too clear, General.
Any orders from command arrived?
Not yet.
I can't believe you actually did that. You could have ended up in front of a firing squad.
They'll never figure it out.
But still, you lost your career job, and you put yourself back in the mud. You're crazy.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. A few men got to live another day.
You are living in a chateau, low, dry, close to so much good food, close to so many beautiful women in the village.
Not in that village. No, the real women are in Paris, Remy.
Paris. Don't talk about it. What wouldn't I give to be in Paris now?
Well, we may be there soon.
Don't be stupid.
No, I mean it. I just got a letter from a friend of my father's, and he may be able to get us a furlough to Paris.
I believe that. I believe that when I'll have a beautiful, soft, blonde little mademoiselle on my lap and 2 more on each arm. Indy, you're a genius. I still don't understand how you did that.
My father's old classmate is a professor at the Sorbonne. A personal friend of the Minister of War, so I guess he pulled a few strings.
Brilliant!
Brilliant with a catch. He also has a message for me from my father.
That can be too difficult to deal with.
It's the first contact I've had with him since I left.
All right. Tell him to tell your boss you're sorry, and then, vive le sport!
No, Remy, look at it. I am in love.
Take it easy, Romeo. We've got 2 whole weeks.
So many girls, so little time.
Finally, your time has come, young maestro. I know the best brothels in Paris. Maybe it's lucky you waited so long.
Taxi! Taxi!
Sans Rue des Sapins.
No, Rue des Seine.
Come on, Indy. You'll enjoy your father's dear friends so much more after you have had a nice, plump, beautiful woman.
Remy, I told you, they're expecting me. I'm already 4 hours late. Besides, my father asked Professor Levi to ask me to stay with him when I got to Paris. My father, he just wants to know if I'm all right. It's his way of communicating with me.
Asking a friend to check up on you isn't exactly communicating with you.
I'll get out of it. I'll think of something. Let them know I'm all right, then figure a way to leave.
That's the right idea. And keep the girls warmed up and waiting for you.
Rue de Seine? Okay, Remy, I'll talk my way out of this and meet you tomorrow.
We'll meet at Restaurant Chaudu at 6. Allons-y.
Your father writes, when he has his next leave, he will surely go to Paris. As a cultural center, it is too good to miss. And he continues, war is a fool's game. If he hasn't already figured this out, have faith that he soon will. Any help you may give him in extracting himself from his obligations will be greatly appreciated by me. But you may inform him that I greatly encourage him to renew his educational pursuits at the university of his choice. He need no longer concern himself about my view in this matter.
I don't have to go to Princeton?
Thank you, my dear friend, for your kindness in helping with this most difficult personal conflict with great appreciation. What reply shall I pass on to him?
Well, I'm surprised that he gave up on Princeton. I am grateful for his concern, and I'm fully aware of the insanities of war, but I cannot abandon my duties here. I'm sorry.
I'm sure he will be, too.
I'm sure he will be relieved to know you are so healthy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Please,
I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I did it. It's all right.
I really am sorry.
It's all right. Please. In any case, We have such a marvelous week planned for you. Tomorrow, a marvelous lecture at the Ministry of Science. And then a tea filled with all sorts of exciting, marvelous people, including the Minister of Agriculture.
Well, it sounds just marvelous. But I must tell you, the truth of it is, I've been given a special assignment, and I have to stay with the Belgian corporal with whom I'll be working. I'll try to spend as much time with you as I can, but unfortunately, I'll have to spend most of my time studying the ins and outs of this assignment.
Oh, Henri, what a shame. We were so looking forward to your staying with us.
I'm afraid I've been told to barrack near the flea market.
And we were so wanting to show you our Paris.
Well, my dear, it is wartime, you know.
But at least you will do us the honor of accompanying us this evening to a special gathering.
It's a birthday party.
For the Undersecretary to the Minister of War.
He'll be 65.
Extraordinary that he is 65. He doesn't look a day over 60.
He bikes every day.
Oh, Henri, you simply must come.
Permit us to tell your father we spent at least one evening with you.
They always have a wonderful, tropical fruit punch.
Well, it sounds just swell. Of course, I'd love to join you.
Well, of course, it's difficult to get fruit at this time of year. Any kind of fruit.
Yes, well, and especially now.
Yes, there is a war on. Don't you agree?
Yes, there is a war.
Oh, but you can still get lovely figs at the south end of Rue de Saint-Père.
Well, we can't expect to get...
Who's that woman over there?
My darling.
That, my dear Henri, is the infamous Mata Hari. She is a scandalous, so-called performer.
She's an artistic dancer, my love.
Dancer, my eye. She prances around, taking off her clothes. I hardly call that artistic.
In some sophisticated circles, her art. Have you ever seen her dance, my boy? She's quite impressive.
No, but I've seen her picture on postcards. She's much more beautiful in person.
Young man, I strongly advise you against getting involved with women like that. Wherever soldiers go, women like that seem to follow.
Ah, Your Excellency, here you are. Happy birthday. May I present our young friend?
Henri Défense.
Just returned from the front. A Belgian patriot of American origins.
How do you do, sir?
A great pleasure, Corporal Défense. May I introduce my dear friend, Madame Mata Ali.
My pleasure, madam.
And mine. I don't know if I like museums very much. I mean, it's just so long I can stay looking at a picture. I marvel at people who stand looking at a canvas for hours, as though they're finding some new bit of truth.
I don't know. There are some pieces I could look at for days.
Only because they are scantily clad and reveal some tantalizing bit of anatomy. Have you been to the Louvre yet?
Many times. Remarkable.
Reading a book at a party.
Oh, no, I've,
Come on, read me something.
It's in Greek.
Read it to me.
First in Greek, then in English. Aethea Artemis strategii keto apo tin apsida. Lausmini apotufos tu fingario. The goddess Artemis stood under the archways, the moonlight shining above her. It loses a little something in the translation.
And how do I know that's what it says? You could be lying to me.
Why would I do that?
to impress me.
How am I doing?
A young, handsome man with no brass, no braids. Seems slightly out of place here.
No more than the goddess Diana walking among the mortals. I've seen the palace dances of Raj and Punjab, and they don't compare to your extraordinary gift.
You've seen me dance?
Well, of course. I was captivated.
I'm flattered. Which dance did you see?
Oh, the one with the veils.
The veils?
Well, it was something like veils. Anyway, I was captivated.
You look hungry. Have you eaten?
No, not really.
They have a most extraordinary chef at my hotel. He makes a souffle that's as light and sweet as your flattery. Will you join me for dinner? I insist.
What about your undersecretary to the Minister of War?
Oh, yes. Well, I must go on from here with my friends to another engagement. But I'll see you back at my hotel at, say, 11 o'clock.
All right. Swell.
Perhaps I'll have something Greek there for you to read.
Or French.
Perhaps.
Okay. I mean, swell.
Oui, monsieur?
Henry Defonce for Madame Hari?
Ah, yes. You're her nephew, I believe. One moment, Monsieur Defonce. Yes. Madame telephoned to say you were coming and has instructed us to have you wait in her room. Front, please escort Monsieur Defonce to Suite 24.
Monsieur? Please.
Who was that?
Monsieur Henri Defonce, nephew to Madame Hari.
Oh, dear. Are you all right?
I'm
Did you hit your head?
I guess. What happened?
You fell.
I don't remember.
I had such a wonderful time last night.
Really?
Oh, I hope you forgive me. I didn't mean to make you wait so long.
Yeah, well, I made the best of it.
I suppose it's too late for dinner. Are you still hungry?
Yeah, I guess. Actually, I'm starving.
Good. We'll have breakfast together. Wait a moment. So I danced through the deserted temple, naked in the moonlight, intoxicated by the smell of exotic spices that fill the warm night air. Till I stumbled, and I found myself sprawled in front of the master, Yogi Bujum. He seemed to be so furious that he was unable to speak. He dragged me by the hair to the holy residence, where I was sure I was going to be beaten and most likely expelled.
Why didn't you run away?
Well, it was my teacher, and I was very young. His power over me was very, very strong.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, what happened?
He threw me onto the floor and proceeded to take his clothes off. I was mortified. I ran away and never returned. Later I heard he quit the order and went to work making moving pictures in Singapore.
When I was fighting in the Mexican Revolution, there was a Japanese cameraman there from Singapore. Maybe that was him.
It seems men always take advantage of women. Why is that?
I can certainly see what is with you. You are truly beautiful.
Thank you. But so often men are old, vulgar, and unattractive. Then it can be so distasteful. On the other hand, men can be young, attractive, charming, and can be...
What?
Can make it very difficult to say no.
And what would make it impossible to say no?
A sudden feeling of touch.
Like this?
That's the touch. Well?
This.
Oh. You mean this?
This.
Your youth is so intoxicating.
You're making fun of me.
No, believe me. I don't. What matters is how you feel to me. So alive, so full of possibilities, so untouched by... I mean, you don't seem to have been brutalized by all this horrible fighting.
It's a slaughter. We've had so many killed. The Germans don't know how weak our lines are.
A smart boy like you should transfer to Africa. I hear that the war is much safer there.
I think it's much safer right here in your bed.
Only for you, I think. I hope you will remember me.
Remember you. I want to be with you. Look at you, talk with you, hold you.
Do that. Make the world go away.
I can do that.
Come now. Take me out. I want to walk in Paris with you.
War seems like a lifetime ago.
Well, that's good.
I wonder if any of my friends were killed since I've been away.
What a horrible thought. You must push all of that from your mind. Imagine that the war doesn't exist.
But what good would that do? That's a lie.
What's true is what's happening now. On this park bench between us. For all we know, the war could have ended and we just haven't heard about it. What is it? Is something the matter?
No, nothing. I'm feeling wonderful.
Is that all?
It's difficult to put into words.
Tell me. Tell me you love me.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too. The war isn't everywhere. There is still beauty in this world. Come, I'll show you. Here, people are striving to create and not destroy. I love that. Not death and destruction, but beauty, not ugliness. I would love to do something like this. To create something people will remember. Look at and talk about. That's why I dance. To make a little something. For love. I love life.
Do you think they love each other?
I don't know. I think everyone here loves one another.
How do you know for certain?
Because this is a life class, and that's what a life class is for.
I do love you. Stay with me this evening.
Time passes so quickly with you. I want to stay. I want to, believe me. But I must attend this little dinner party this evening.
After dinner, then?
After dinner, definitely. Hey, don't look so sad. It's not so long.
I miss you.
Remy.
Hey, where have you been?
Sorry, I got here as quickly as I could.
Indy, this is Geneviève. And this is Colette. This is my great friend, Indy.
One small cup of soup, please.
So you weren't able to get away from your father's boring friends?
Well, things made it more difficult for me to get away than I first thought.
You must sidestep these obligations of yours. Life is passing you by.
Looks like it hit you in the face.
I was dancing on the piano.
On top of the piano.
Yes, but it didn't last.
You took away our beautiful music.
You bad man.
Sounds like the hallmark of a pretty grand party.
You've got to get away.
I'm trying, but it's not gonna be easy. Besides, I'm having a pretty good time.
Good time doing what?
Well, shopping, I guess.
Mon Dieu.
Watching the boats down by the river. Feeding the birds.
Boy, what has happened to you since yesterday? You're having a great time feeding the birds?
He's fallen in love.
No,
Look in his eyes. I've seen that look many times. That glow.
You fell in love again?
No, not exactly. I mean, it's not like it was with Vicky. I'm not really in love.
He's in heat.
Who is she? What is she like?
She's incredible.
They all are. What else?
Incredible is enough for the moment.
Too bad that moment doesn't last.
Hope I'm not late. Hello? Hello? From Matahari, my gorgeous one. With all my love, Count von Klaus.
Oh, Indy, darling. I lost all track of time. I hope you forgive me.
It's dawn. Where in blazes have you been?
I'm sorry, but it was simply dreadful. A horrible evening, and I couldn't get away.
You said 11. It's now 6 o'clock in the morning.
Indy, please don't be angry with me. I'm so tired.
Who are you with?
That is none of your business. We've known each other 48 hours. I hardly think that entitles you to come in here and try to take over my life.
You're taking over my life. I've been hanging around here for 8 hours waiting for you.
Then let's not waste more time arguing. Come on, don't be a bully. Come here, forgive me.
I'm not being a bully.
You're cute when you're angry.
Don't say that. Puppies are cute.
What should I say then?
How can you ask me to spend the night with you and then you go off and spend the night with someone else?
You can't expect me to drop everything for you. Don't you see how unreasonable that is?
I'm being unreasonable?
I had such an unpleasant night. You know I wanted to be with you. And the only way I got through the evening was knowing at the end of it I would see you. And now you're spoiling it. Don't be this way. Don't be mean.
I'm not.
Not what?
I don't remember.
Henry, I need your help today.
How?
I have been forced to move out of my country house. Such a dreadful, depressing ordeal. And I'll have to put all my things in storage. Oh, my dashing young corporal, won't you help a damsel in distress?
How could anyone say no to you?
So manage. You love my house. It's so charming.
Why are you giving it up then?
I couldn't afford it now. It's far too expensive to maintain.
This is gorgeous.
Oh, yes, but, you know, it's too big for me now, and I don't need it any longer.
You might seem a little distant at first. Maybe severe. No, intimidating. I guess people find my father intimidating, but we're actually quite close.
Oh, you're lucky. My father and I never really understood each other.
She looks just like you.
Perhaps because it is me.
I thought you grew up in Java.
I couldn't have said that. Somehow you must have got the wrong impression.
Marguerite, you changed your name.
I've changed a lot.
Never understood why people change their names.
It's Henri Defense. Your real name?
Not exactly.
When I lived in Java, they called me Matahari. It means eye of the day. And in my mind, they suited me more than Margaret. Margaret is the name of someone who would lead a quiet, ordinary life in Holland. But Matahari... Matahari is the name of someone who would travel the world and have royalty sit at her feet. You're a very nice young man.
You have a lot of friends.
Oh, this These are the friend of my past. And you are the friend of my present.
Your only friend?
Oh, my special friend. In this moment, you are the most important person in my life.
How long is this moment going to last?
I don't know. I'm a dancer. Not a fortune teller.
Are these your costumes?
Yes.
Doesn't look like it covers much.
You never really did see me dance, did you?
Well, actually, no.
I didn't think so. Look through the box under the window for some records. Put one on. Indy, dear, can you make sure the movers get all the things in the other bedroom, too? I have to run.
Why? Where are you going?
Oh, a couple of errands.
Where? With who?
Won't be long, my love. I'll meet you back at the hotel.
Don't forget, I'm taking you to a wonderful little cafe tonight.
Merci.
Something has come up. Sorry, but I hope to see you later. Great. Yes, I was wondering if you could tell me where La Femme is.
you enjoyed it. It's one of my special
Did you hear the latest on Daniela Jean-Claude? I couldn't believe it.
Too much cognac, my dear.
Non, qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour toi?
Well, it sounded like a little dog.
I guess it was nothing. Certainly nothing that will disturb us. Come here.
Who the hell are you? Hey, what's going on?
You're under arrest.
What?
Corporal Defense. That's a strange name. You're American, are you not?
Sir, I am.
You also go by the name of Henry Jones, Jr.
Yes, I do.
Et c'est quoi ce nom de Indiana Jones?
And also Indiana Jones.
Yes, sir.
That's a very odd name. Why aren't you using your real name? What are you hiding?
Nothing.
It says here that you're a Belgian. Did you lie about that? Do you realize how much trouble you're in?
I guess not.
Would it surprise you that I suspect you of being a spy?
Tu fais un peu jeune pour 22 ans, non?
Your record shows that you're 22 years of age. Is that true? You seem a very young 22. The rigors of war must agree with you. In the past few days, it seems you've been spending a lot of time with a woman called Mata Hari. Is that not true? I said, is that not true?
Speak up, Corporal Defense. This is a serious situation you're in.
Have you been spending a lot of time with this dancer, Mata Hari?
Yes, I have.
Have you discussed with her any details of your actions at the front?
No.
Did you tell her anything about our troop strength?
No.
Has she discussed with you any of her knowledge of military operations?
No.
Has she asked you to do any favors?
No.
When in her company, have you noticed any correspondence?
Mais enfin, je vous l'ai
Written
déjà
in
dit.
German?
Marguerite Zeller, c'est le vrai nom de Matahari.
Hey, what is all this anyway?
Continuez la surveillance.
I'm not at liberty to say. My advice to you, young man, is to stay away from this dancer friend of yours.
Forgive me, sir, but I really don't think it's your place to tell me who I can and cannot see.
Take him away.
Corporal Jones, your leave has been cancelled. You have exactly 24 hours to get back to your unit.
What? You can't cancel my leave.
We just did. And if you're not careful, your situation could get much worse. You're dismissed.
Where have you been? I came back here, you were gone. I was worried about you.
Were you afraid that something happened to me or that I was with somebody else?
Were you with somebody else?
I was in jail. They said I was a spy. I thought I was gonna face a firing squad.
What? How did this all happen?
I was taken in and questioned.
By whom?
The police. They think you're a spy for the Germans.
That's ridiculous. Where do they get these absurd ideas?
Maybe because you're sleeping with the Minister of War for a start.
How dare you? You've been following me.
Yeah, well, I'm not the only one. The police have been watching you, too.
Oh, please, I know that. They're thinking that I'm a spy is perfectly ridiculous.
This is serious. You're in a lot of danger.
Huh. I have too many Prince Charmings in high places for anything to come of it.
It's precisely because you have so many friends in high places that something will come of it.
I could be a spy if I wanted. But I'm not. I make more money dancing.
I can't believe you kissed that old goat.
How could you say you love me and not trust me?
You've been lying to me. You don't love me. You've just been using me for your own vanity.
When you said you loved me, was that true? I mean, really true from your heart?
Well, no, not exactly.
So you've been lying to me. And that's all right for you, not for me? And why did you tell me if it wasn't true?
Because it's what you wanted to hear. And it's not as if I don't care about you. I do.
What you care about is the pleasure I give you. I'm so much older than you. I've had so many lovers. And what would be the point of telling you this? I like you, and I don't want to make you unhappy.
If you wanted it to be so wonderful, why couldn't you have waited till after I'd gone to sleep with him?
I never promised you anything. You haven't any claim on my fidelity or my life when we're not together.
I thought what we had was special.
Yeah, it was special. Until you destroyed it by following me.
You left me here to rot while you went and had a rendezvous with the Minister of War, who's married.
Just an old friend.
Yeah, very old and very rich.
He's not that old.
Yeah, but I guess it pays the rent, right?
I will not be judged by a jealous little child.
Your life is a lie. An exotic dancer from Java. You're nothing but a prostitute.
You're nothing but a sad little boy masquerading as a man. Your life is filled with deceptions, little boy. You're playing soldier. You're playing lover. You're playing the self-respecting, jealous husband. But you're just playing. You're too young to know what you're doing. And at the end, you're just a sad little fool.
They're sending me back to the front in the morning.
Huh. Sorry.
Sorry, too.
Why don't we just sell ourselves our illusions? Life is a little bit easier if we don't always look at the hard truth.